Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Imperial Holonet. I am JID123, and I am joined once again by Red Leader Antilles, Deadpoolzilla, and Doc Holocron. Say hi, fellas.
Spoilers.
Yes.
Why are we back? Resistance is over for a few months. Oh,
Wrong show.
Well, we got like a week before we have to do resistance stuff again, probably.
we're gonna be in. We're gonna have to start piling it. We're gonna trailers, Resistance, Mandalorian, all that good stuff.
Also, I hope season 1 comes out on DVD soon.
That too.
wait, I thought Star Wars Celebration isn't until like the week after next.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it is.
I wish it was next week because I had spring
Yeah,
break, so it's
yeah.
like
We got a week and a half before anything.
Yeah, it's nice to just be like, oh look, some news dropped. Not an avalanche. It did not crush us. It just dropped.
It's not gonna make us want to go home and cry.
Yeah.
Well, this piece of news made you cry, Red, but we'll get to that soon.
Just because the ships were beautiful, but that was it.
Okay. So first off, we're doing another spoiler cast. So anyone who doesn't want to know about anything,
Fuck
Please.
off.
exactly. You have been warned. Okay. Now that with that being said, what we're gonna discuss is an episode 9 promo art. It's not a movie poster, but promo art that you'll probably find at your local Walmart or I'd say Blockbuster. I would count tickets. Oh, that's sad. Walmart or Target, or on a box for toys or something like that. But there's a lot to chew on. There's some stuff to chew on here, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to just talk about it. So, if you're watching this video, the image should be appearing right about now. 2 minutes and 3 seconds in. Okay, so
Real quick, Joel.
Yeah.
How are you not gonna get flagged for this? Just curious.
Because it's everywhere, so they would have to flag the entirety of YouTube.
Okay, point taken. I was just like, I just had that moment when you had the image up. I was like, how are we not gonna get in trouble for this?
I think people.
That's the question. Like a lot of people are asking now on YouTube is like, how do I not get my channel taken down for this?
We're not
I
in
see
the
people actually
EU.
using the poster for thumbnails in their videos,
that's
which
true.
is kind of dickish, but whatever.
I mean,
yeah,
we're not in the EU,
Also
so
not the
Article
EU
13. Yeah, Article 13 doesn't apply to us.
Yeah.
It's America.
Which, by the way, I think that won't last long because if Ukraine and France are any indication, Europe does not like it when you tell them something to do.
Especially the French.
Let's hope Ukraine remains a country for much longer.
They're going to return to the motherland soon.
No.
No.
Glory days.
Send the day. I not to get super political, but like, why the fuck do we not have our Mediterranean fleet right there outside of Crimea?
I don't know.
Because the orange man in the White House is friends with the Dark Overlord of the East.
Yeah.
He's the Saruman to Putin's Sauron. Oh my God, that's perfect. That's perfect. But I think I'm giving the president too much credit for calling him Saruman.
Yeah, more like one of the Orkai.
Oh, come on, the Urukai are way smarter.
Yeah. And they can cover great distance quickly.
Yeah. Oh boy, and I just have an image of like Putin just standing on top of a tower with that sulky face.
No, it's like the tower, but it's like instead of the eye of Sauron, it's the face of Putin.
I
So it's
can't.
just his pecs naked on a horse.
I can't wait to get all the comments. I'm gonna get so many comments from Russia today.
We'll actually get views for once because the Russian bots.
Yes,
Not to say.
KGB operatives are gonna be coming for me.
Oh, poor Doc is like, I thought we were talking about Star Wars.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
nope, this was actually a political discussion about Crimea.
Well, I'm ready to do that one day. But back to Star Wars. So what I think we'll just do a little round robin of your basic thoughts about the promo art, and then we'll get into it. So, Red, we'll
Well,
start.
let's just go one by one, because then that might go off in different directions. So pick one character each.
Okay. So I guess for me, what I stood out to me from this poster, this is a cop out. The Knights of Ren. I'm gonna they lump together to make all one character so far. Yeah, I like. Hey, the Knights of Ren showing up. I like how they all have their little Darth Vader-esque masks. They kind of look like Kylo's, but they all have like different designs. One looks like he has like a turban shawl around his head. The other's got a hood. I just think that's the coolest part. So yeah, that's
They're
my
gonna do like the Transformers combiners. They're gonna combine to form like a giant Knight of Ren.
exactly.
It's actually what Kylo is. That's why we haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
So Red, how about you next? What's your character or ship or whatever?
I mean, I would go with Poe's fucking scarf, but because it on its own deserves a lot of praise. But I'll go with Zori, who we think might be Kerry Russell. We'll get into that.
Yeah, I think she probably is.
I'm just immediately really intrigued because that character could so easily be like a bounty hunter or some sort of smuggler helping them out, or possibly a villain, or maybe just some like assassin. Just a lot going on there that you can't really pin down. Kind of like what DJ was during the Hype 2 episode 8 and during episode 8.
Like Boba, but actually important to the plot.
Yeah.
Well, Boba we knew was a villain from day one. DJ, we were all confused during the promotion, which was great.
Someone said they thought they saw the Jedi symbol on their belt, but it's so hard to see. What's this?
Can I say the character I want to
Sure.
mention real quick?
Yeah.
C-3PO holding Chewbacca's bowcaster.
Oh yeah. That was actually a rumor going back for a while. I don't think I said anything on this channel, but yeah.
I hope to God he shoots it and he just goes flying backwards.
He's finally had it. He can't take protocol anymore. He's gone nuts.
First, Dora has a knife now.
Like, that was the thing. I was like, wait, that has to be like a screwed up image, right? Like that has to be like someone messed up. But I was like, no, he's clearly holding the bowcaster. I was like, what?
Hey, if it's the last movie he's gonna be in, go out with a bang.
So
And he has Ray's staff. He's fucking ready to kill some people.
I actually since this is a spoiler cast, I'm okay with saying this because it's full on spoilers. I actually heard an interesting rumor a while back that with that MacGuffin thing we talked about last time, apparently 3PO's wife's memories has something to do with the plot of this movie. Very little context to go off of, but that's just something I heard about.
And I've heard whispers about that as well, and we're getting into that later with maybe that tied in with the blockade runner thing. But yeah, Doc, what's your pick?
Yeah, who do you pick?
There's a lot to talk about here, and I really like all the redesigns and new costumes for everyone. I think the one that sticks out for me is Naomi Aki's character, Jana, or Jana, how you pronounce it. She looks really cool and interesting. We don't know that much about her character, aside from a couple rumors we heard a while back, which I highly doubt, but she looks like a cool, interesting character, and I like that, we're getting more women of color in Star Wars, Unfortunately, there's a lack of Rose on this poster, which is kind of disappointing, and I hope we remedy that soon, but she looks really interesting, and I'm just really excited to see what role everyone plays in this, since hopefully this is going to be more of a war-focused movie than the other films, since it's going to be like the end of, the war, I guess, which still doesn't have a name, but whatever. I'm just excited to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of the war, I'll go into one more thing which I really want to talk about, and that is the Red Stormtroopers. I really like these guys. There's just something about the way the poster draws them, the way they look so upright and tall, and the helmet.
Wait, those are actually red? It wasn't just... I thought it was Kylo's lightsaber just coming off of it. Like, that was a cool visual effect.
No, there's been a rumor for a while, and I think they're supposed to appear in Galaxy's Edge of a red stormtroopers that are loyal just to Kylo and the Knights of Ren. That was a rumor going back for a while. Again, these are all rumors. We could all be
They
wrong.
do look a bit different.
And
Like they look more like now that you say it, like they do look more like demonic.
like
and angular things on the.
also, you
Well,
have the
are they
white.
that different?
You got the white stormtroopers to the right up there.
Yeah, it seems like more. There are more angles on the cheeks, maybe with the glass, and also the breastplates are weird.
Yeah, you don't.
I wonder
see
if they're
Phasma.
like the first orders. Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Doc, for cutting you off. All I was saying was I just made the real. You don't see Phasma in this picture at all. So maybe they're keeping that she's dead, or
Well, that you realize.
They're all clones of Phasma, clearly.
He's barely in that movie.
Clearly, they're all Phasma clones. I mean, you don't see Hudson
I was
here
going to
either.
suggest maybe they're like the first order's equivalent of Death Troopers or something.
It's possible. Going off Galaxy's Edge, we know that there's going to be I forget what they're called, like the 704th Legion, which is like an elite First Order unit. And I think that these guys are related to that in some way.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Oh yeah, it's all
So let me ask you guys this. Unless Doc, you had some. I mean, not Doc. Joel, you had something more to say to that?
No,
or-
I'm good.
Do you think the reason why we're getting Galaxy's Edge so quickly, it seems like now, is because of the movie coming out soon? So maybe the park itself has some like tie-ins directly to the movie.
Oh,
and that's why they want.
I believe that entirely. In fact, Rise of Resistance is not going to the bigger ride. We got two rides. We got the Millennium Falcon ride, and we got Rise of the Resistance ride, which I know has Kylo Ren and Rey and Poe and Finn in that. That's going to be opening closer to the movie than the Millennium Falcon one. And I've heard rumors, again, not rumors, either like reports from, Anthony Bresnikan and the trades, that one of the reasons it's the First Order is on Batu is they are looking for something or someone. And that kind of ties in a little bit with that MacGuffin rumor we heard back a while ago. So I honestly, oh, yeah, those guys, thanks, Fred. So I honestly do believe that to some degree, Galaxy's Edge is going to tie into the movies, quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got? What do you, Doc and Red? What do you guys think?
I think they're definitely getting some tie-ins with Galaxy's Edge. Obviously, I don't know if we're going to get any like major plot stuff, but I have a feeling like a few Easter eggs, references to like what the state of the Resistance is at this point in time and stuff like that, leading into the premise of the movie, whatever it is, which we still don't know. But I have a feeling they are going to be dropping some hints in the park and certain rides. I mean, I'm not going to be able to experience them for a while because money, but
Oh, and one more big tie-in as well. The TIE Fighter, which you can see on the bottom right-hand corner, I believe you actually can see that in Galaxy's Edge, I think. I can't tell. I know there's a new TIE Fighter in Galaxy's Edge. I showed you that one, Red, already.
No, that tie is quite a bit larger. Hold on, because I believe we have the name, maybe, for the TIE Fighter. Let me see. So, yeah, that thing is called TIE Echelon, and it looks kind of like, almost a bit like the Zeta class, honestly, in terms of the cockpit. And since we don't really have a dedicated troop carrier, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just flat out like the gunship for the First Order, since we're getting one for the Resistance as well, which I think might be in the film, possibly, because we saw a Resistance troop transport being built as well. But yeah, I found what Joel was talking about earlier with the 709th and them being nicknamed the Red Fury. So yeah, now I didn't realize that was a thing. But now that you point that out, that's the occupying thing on Black Spire. Maybe that is who these are, or at least a part of that. I mean, depends on how important Black Spire is. If it's just another objective, or if it has to do with the MacGuffin that may or may not exist.
Or just the overall arcing plot of episode 9. We'll just say that. But yes, because that was like a really early rumor that the Knights of Ren and Kylo are gonna have like their own personal legion of loyal stormtroopers that only answer to them.
Yeah, like Krennic had with the Death Troopers until they weren't just Krennic's bodyguards.
Yeah. And then I heard another interesting rumor, which not really hearsay, that maybe there'll be like some stormtrooper civil war between like the ones loyal to Hux and the ones loyal to Kylo. Probably some First Order. I mean, there's going to be some First Order intrigue. Also, you know, apart from Rose, who I do want to see in the promotional material, definitely, I don't see, you know, like Hux or Richard E. Grant's character. So there's definitely some people missing here. Again, this is just the stuff you'll see in Walmart, not like the actual movie poster. But
who all was in the like the Last Jedi poster didn't have everyone.
Are we talking about the movie poster, or are we talking about like
even the standard movie poster had a very small Rose, but then like DJ, Holdo. Well, Phasma's in there. She's in the corner.
Was Holdo in it?
She's like in like 5 minutes of the movie.
Was Holdo in it?
No, the one I'm looking at, which is the standard.
Okay.
Thing you see on like the DVD boxes and the like. So, I mean, it's not that surprising that a lot of characters would get, you know, cut out from stuff because they don't necessarily put all that. And I'm thinking about like promo stuff. I mean, that seems even more unlikely. And like posters like this that are created kind of for markets in like toy stores and shit. Yeah. Like I actually have on my wall still a Last Jedi poster that was made specifically for Toys R Us to sell. And so essentially would be the equivalent of this. And it reminds me a lot of that. And I just sent it to you guys and like,
okay.
You see, you're not really much added in.
Yeah.
Bit of Canto Bight, bit of the island, and that's about it in terms of new stuff that we didn't see that much in the marketing.
No.
In the A-Wave.
This was meant to be revealed at like Star Wars Celebration.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, it might be.
This doesn't look like an official poster to me.
I mean, it is an official poster if it was created.
Yeah, but not the one you're going to see in the movie theater.
It's not a theatrical poster, yeah. It's a promo.
I don't even think it's a teaser poster.
No.
Well, yeah, it's a promo.
Yeah, that's why I call it promotional art.
Well, it's sort of art, but I guess promotional poster, because these are photos. Some of them, maybe, but then the stormtroopers don't look real at the bottom. I think those might be mock-ups. Who knows?
I mean, I've heard this might not even be the finished product either, so who knows when we'll actually...
Or for all we know, after this got revealed, maybe they'll drastically change it.
That's true. I've heard stuff like that happened.
Well, I heard posters got leaked before Force Awakens and Last Jedi's reveals as well. And those were like the same kind of like posters you get at like Walmart or Target or something.
I think Solo did as well. That was Chewie, Han, and
yeah.
Kira.
With the ones you saw on the toy packaging, the yellow with Han and Lando and Chewie. Yeah.
But it does match another rumor. And I'm just going to be reiterating rumors here. But it does match something I heard a while back that said a lot of Nine's marketing is going to be focused a lot on, you know, Rey versus Kylo. This is what Episode 9 is going to lead up to. One last clash. Light and darkness. Good and evil.
Darkness rises and light to meet it.
White and red. By the way, I like
Man versus God.
or girl, woman.
Day versus night. I'm sorry, you were like I just had BVS flashbacks.
Oh my god, that's what you were going for.
Oh gosh,
I forgot you spelled it out like that.
Is that what Hux is gonna do when Kylo and Rey are about to fight each other?
That of Jakku versus, like, Scavenger of Jakku versus Prince of, I guess, Chandrilla, because that's where Kylo was born.
Well, wouldn't he, like, since he is Leia's son, wouldn't that make him technically the Prince of Alderaan, even though the planet's gone?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what Matt Smith's character is all going to be about. He's just going to... There's a funny joke that says Matt Smith's character is going to be voicing this weird alien dude on the...
Well, didn't Matt Smith come out and say he's not in Star Wars?
Yeah, that's true. There's a bit of uncertainty now about that.
I don't know if I trust him on that, though.
He's not Khan. That's all we know.
Yeah, they have rule number 1 of traveling with the Doctor.
Exactly.
I have a theory he might be voicing that little droid that's going to annoy BB-8, but...
Oh yeah, that's another thing. We got the droid that annoys BB-8. That's cool.
Oh, but what I was saying with the stormtroopers possibly just being a mock-up, keep in mind that the stormtroopers under Kylo's arm are, I am absolutely certain, straight up just photoshopped from other posters and promo art. Like, that one shot of the Heavy is the exact same thing they always use. Because that's, like, the only promo art they ever used for the Heavy, and it's been around since Force Awakens. Like, they usually use the same stuff when making posters like this. So they use mock-up art and then shit in the background. It's why sometimes you'll see, like, the same exact... Because there's, like, one promo kind of photo for Empire Strikes Back with Nebulon B, and you'll notice that thing is all they ever fucking use. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the final product, and they just had, drawn in, copy and pasted stormtroopers on the bottom.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm curious what the actual stormtrooper design will look like.
I think that's it. It's just they don't have, a physical photo.
That's true. Well, what about the ships? You think we're actually going to see a Y-wing in Episode 9?
I guess it's interesting that it seems to be just like your standard Y-wing. It doesn't. I mean, maybe there is casing on the back.
No,
I'm not sure.
Also, can we just talk about for a second that was clearly the fireball in that image?
Huh?
Which
what the ship next to the Y-wing?
The red X-wing?
No, there was a yellow and blue one I remember seeing on this image.
Okay. No, that's the orange one that we saw in the set photos.
Oh,
you're
okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's like covered with shrubbery. Though there's this rumor that's been going on for quite a while. I'm beginning to kind of trust more and more, and that is that apparently Rey might go to Bespin and get Luke's X-wing, because Luke's X-wing got left there.
Don't you mean Octu? Why would you...
No. That's a different X-wing.
Oh.
Luke couldn't have done Luke's X-wing that he left behind in Empire, because he leaves on the Falcon.
Oh,
yeah. That's true.
And so
there's it all these years.
Yeah, there's just... I mean, maybe the Empire got it. Maybe Maz is the one who got the lightsaber, and that's what happened. I don't know if it would actually be on Bespin. Who knows? All I know is I've heard rumors about a T-65 and Rey getting it. And maybe that has to do with the 3PO thing and the acquiring stuff, because I don't know exactly where that 3PO's memory rumor comes from, but...
The glories of Reddit, but, so you know.
Of course. But, I mean, they've established the whole thing of, okay, there's going to be a CR-90 in the film, And so I've heard people say, like, oh, it might be the Tantive 4, or so that's like, well, that's not a CR90, that's a CR70, but it's easily, they could just have it be a CR70. But then that raises the question of, is the Tantive 4 even, why would that still be around?
Someone said there's a canon thing that said the Tantive 4 got destroyed, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think we see it get destroyed, but it's pretty much confirmed.
So what was the ship we see in the first episode of Resistance? Was that just a different model of that ship?
No, that's a CR90, but there were a bunch of them.
It's not Tantive 4.
No, the Tantive 4 gets destroyed at the end of, or at the beginning of A New Hope.
Oh yeah, right.
That's what Vader says. It says, say there was a what was it? You know, like a malfunction, an explosion, the entire crew was killed. That was his orders to Mutton Chops. So my assumption is that ship is long gone. But the ship that 3PO's memory is on is the Sundered Heart. So maybe we're completely wrong, and the ship in Resistance isn't the ship that we're going to see in Episode 9, and it's going to be the CR70, that being the Sundered Heart.
That
TV3, which is still, canon, and it's what, again, we saw in the film, that Remus Antilles was flying, and that 3PO's memory was wiped by.
That memory thing is definitely an interesting rumor to me. I don't know if I trust it 100% or not, but it's definitely, especially with the 3PO comic that came out a while ago, like, they definitely hinted at stuff like that might be a thematic moving forward. Again,
I'm just wondering what could be on his memory that's so important,
All of Anakin Skywalker's life.
Yeah, like that's a lot of info that's in there.
Or
yeah,
like
with
the
all the
time when
rumors
Cat
about
Bane used
Anakin
them
being
to break
in the
their-
movie, it makes sense.
Yeah. They could be trying to retrieve something. I mean,
someone.
They're trying to retrieve Anakin's pod racer.
Yes.
I mean, like, because let's think, like, 3PO's been obviously to Mustafar, so, and he remembers that. He's been to Naboo. I don't know what significant place. It'd be a little weird if they just, like,
Coruscant?
I mean, yeah, but what about that? It's not like he was in the Jedi Temple.
Cad Bane used him to break into the Jedi Temple.
No, I didn't. Did he?
No, that was not the Jedi Temple. That was to get into the Senate.
I always mix those two up.
And so maybe they want the plan for Padme's apartment? I don't know.
Hey, that's great interior decorating.
Exactly. They want to know who did the interior decorating because they really, really liked the, futon. Not futon, what do you call it? The armoire. And they just haven't been able to find another one of it online, and so they need to,
Kylo is all about being retro.
He really cares about interior design.
He gets it from
This
his
is what
grandma.
happens when you introduce Property Brothers into the new First Order.
I mean, we gotta look at in Phasma. They talk about Hux's swanky quarters. He has a bathrobe on and shit.
Kylo's room is apparently like goth, which of course.
Well, we see it.
Yeah,
it's like empty except for the ashes of people he murdered.
Speaking of Kylo, I guess we could comment on his appearance in the poster.
Yeah, he very much is wearing his shawl looking. He doesn't have exactly the shawl, but he definitely has, the hood and cape, and it's all over the place. Really, really creepy.
he's like
It almost looks like the way he's holding his lightsaber. I've seen some people point out the way he's holding his lightsaber. It's like he's trying to hold it like Ahsoka holds her lightsaber, but he's not quite getting it.
She's poking her side.
Reverse grip is already stupid as is, but this would defeat the only fucking advantage of the crossguard. That being to be a crossguard.
Kylo's like, I don't care if it's crossguard. It's cool, dang it.
He's just think about it. If you're doing that and you go to swing it forward, you're going to cut your wrist off.
Maybe that's what he wants.
Ooh. I'm sure there's a fanfic out there somewhere. Oh boy.
Like I think it's just because we saw all those posters of Rey holding her lightsaber like that for Last Jedi. I think it's just so that you have the lightsabers going in different directions for the poster.
Because parallel.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, that 3PO thing. I mean, it's barely a rumor that's just around. It could be real. It could be not.
But that I kind of really like it, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
I like it too.
If we're gonna do the whole MacGuffin thing, tying it back directly into the prequels and everything, and having actual like artifacts from the previous films beyond Vader's helmet, which obviously is still around, it probably will show up. We have Anakin's lightsaber. We might have Luke's X-wing, and then 3PO's old memories. That would be interesting and be an effective way to tie things back. And the MacGuffin.
And officially to stop making people bitch about the prequels.
Yeah. I mean,
that might be what the MacGuffin might make people upset, but like not necessarily what it does, just like what it is.
Well, that is something I've heard about the MacGuffin as well, is that it changes over time. It's not like, it's very, from what I feel like what I've been hearing, again, all hearsay, but it feels very much like, okay, we gotta go here, now we gotta do this, let's go this thing, now it's this thing, okay, we gotta get 3PO, do your memory thing, now we gotta go here.
Yeah. So by the way, have they talked about how long in the timeline this is for the episode 9?
No, not officially.
The only thing was that it's a year later thing from an interview that John Boyega himself says he doesn't actually remember doing. So I think it's probably just like a year or two, but nothing confirmed.
Yeah.
Depends on how long it took for Kylo to repair his mask.
He spent hours painstakingly putting every tiny piece together by himself.
No, he made Hux do it.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. It's like he had whip all ready to go too if he started getting to sleep.
No, he wouldn't even whip him. He just kicks him.
Yeah. But back to that tying everything together thing. That is something I've been noticing quite a bit in terms of like interviews and the marketing, which I'm sure is very calculated. The marketing had the narrative to it all, and Oscar Isaac has brought up a couple times, and I'm sure he speaks somewhat truthfully that it is episode 9, part 9 of a 9-part saga, the end of the Skywalker saga, whatever you want to entail that means. So I am inclined to believe that on some level, maybe not the level we're thinking of, but on some level they're trying to at least maybe thematically or maybe with certain items or character-wise tie 1 to 9 together, especially for those who like to watch Star Wars in chronological order.
Yeah. Also, maybe you guys, because you guys dug deeper into this than I did. Have they officially said that the next trilogy is going to be Old Republic officially? Because everyone's like, oh my god, it's Old Republic.
Nah, that's just a hearsay rumor. I wouldn't put too much stock into it just yet. Yeah.
If anything, just do it to shut the Old Republic diehard fans up.
Yeah, shut me up.
And put Charles Dance as Valkorion, please.
But yeah, with the tying everything back stuff, I think no matter what, 3PO's definitely going to have a major role in this. Being in the forefront of the trailer, and Anthony Daniels being more direct with social media and stuff. Though, I have to say, people pointed this out, I didn't even realize, R2's not even on this.
Yeah. Or R2, he can shaft this trilogy. Poor R2.
Again, you could just chalk it up to this poster. I mean, I don't know who made the call to include that one random alien guy instead of like Rose or
You
two.
say random. You don't know him. You don't know his story. He could be legitimately important.
He could be the villain, for all we know. He could be like the grand threat that we were all. That's the threat from the beyond.
He could be Snoke.
Exactly. He could be Snoke's cousin.
Yeah.
Show.
He's Rey's dad and mom.
Of course.
He is Snoke's cousin's brother's sister's uncle's college roommate.
Exactly. And maybe I'm trying not to get my hopes up for this, but with Hayden Christensen being in Celebration, in my personal pool, I think Ghost Anakin just went up in the percentages.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we finally just apologize to him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ahmed Best is showing up too. He deserves a way bigger apology too.
Yeah. Can we just can the Star Wars fandom just say we're sorry? To poor Hayden.
Last Celebration when he came on and everyone like gave him a standing ovation.
It needs to be every fucking day.
Yeah. That guy deserves some credit.
It's been what, like 18 years? No.
He first played him in 2002.
Just like 17 years.
Yeah.
Ish. Like, yeah, so for the next 17 years, every single fucking day.
Exactly. But I'm not trying to get my hopes up. I'm gonna just try and go in, not expecting it, but
I mean, if
good
they do
chances.
want to top Yoda in Last Jedi, that would be the way to do it.
Have him give Kylo a good whooping.
I mean, I think Lando showing up does top that, but with his pimp game, but sure.
I mean, in terms of Force Ghosts.
You give your Uncle Lando gonna give you a whooping. With McCain, boy.
Unless they had Han come back as Force Ghost, but I doubt that.
No, do not start with that.
I wouldn't mind like some weird hallucination stuff with Han. Just kind
Or
of
flashback. Well, I don't know if he could do flashbacks because he's old, but
no. And of course, Luke's gonna come back and just mess with Kylo the Force Ghost, and he's just gonna start singing.
Well, you can do flashbacks, dude.
No, not flashback. Force
no,
Ghost.
I'm talking about what Doc said.
That's true.
That he's old. We literally just had Lando and Han in a film last year.
I mean, would it be weird to have Alden with like a baby Kylo?
No, I am 100% of the opinion that they should legitimately just recast as many OT characters as they want, because I don't want them to just tiptoe around in like The Mandalorian and stuff. I want them to be able to do what like the comics can do, where you just have characters show up when they exist at the same time period and interact. Like, I want a new generation to have, their own new actors to be portraying the big three.
Like what they're doing with Spock and Pike in Discovery.
Yeah. Or like what they did with Kirk and Spock, or the people from the Abrams stuff.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying they want like Sebastian Stan to play Luke and stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't be against that stuff, but it just depends on how they do it, I guess.
I'll be very curious to see if that ever happens. I guess another big thing which I talked about in the beginning, but we didn't go over it a little bit, is Knights of Ren. Red, are these the same designs from the episode 7, or do they look different?
Oh yeah, they look very similar. I mean, the one guy's helmet that's like sort of goldish has been distinct throughout like all of these.
Is that the one that looked like? I mean, the one with like the visor looking gold in it.
All of them have visors, but like the grid sort of thing that looks like almost a chest plate kind of armor.
Yeah. Okay. I think I know.
Yeah, the guy right next to Kylo's hood.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen him now.
Who doesn't have a hood? That guy with the helmet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean they kind of look like they fit the descriptions we got as well before with in the concept art. They all had sort of names, or several of them did, because
are they just like variations of Kylo, like Milo and Lilo and Silo, stuff like that, like Padme's handmaidens?
Silo's a good name.
Silo would be hysterical. Because were you thinking like with the Y, or were you thinking like I was thinking like a farm?
Both, if you want.
It's like I guess you could say missile silo, but I like it being a green thing. But yeah, so there's the thing of the heavy, the armory, the rogue, the sniper, and the monk, and like, especially in the case of the rogue as well as the monk, like they look pretty similar. Like
I have a
changes in that.
question. I have a question
This
about the
sounds
monk.
less like the Knights of Ren and more like a character sheet from Dungeons and Dragons.
I have a question.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think that's what they did when creating those designs in the concept art.
I have a question.
They probably had those names of like, okay, let's give a general archetype thing, because like there's a gun that the sniper is holding in this poster that looks a lot like the one from the actual thingamajig, and like there's art that fans have created based on this stuff that looks kind of similar, because we've had a more or less not well, yeah, we have essentially had a consistent thing with how the Knights of Ren look that's been at least kept similar, and like the one guy in particular has been in pretty much all this stuff. Like the sniper, again, you have all of them consistent throughout this, with maybe minor changes. And that's part of what sells me on this being real, is there are a few changes, but like you see these guys and they look pretty fucking similar.
And it doesn't look photoshopped.
Yeah. I do wonder though. Do you think that monk is meddling? Is he a meddling monk?
Oh man, I just looked up the thing for the
Sorry.
the monk guy, and like, yeah, the mask is incredibly similar looking. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what the differing looks for the Knights of Ren are.
You think they're gonna talk, or you think they're just gonna be like I guess
Troopers.
like, well, I was gonna say like Kylo's avatars, like
I'm
they're
gonna say
they're.
Kylo's handmaidens.
Well, I was gonna like, are they gonna be out hunting Rey, while Kylo just sits back and was like, yeah, go do my bidding and all that.
I think they're going to be involved for whatever the MacGuffin or whatever the driving force is.
So they're gonna be like the Inquisitors, you think?
Yeah. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that if we are, bringing in these stormtroopers that only serve the Knights of Ren and Kylo, I think we'll probably have a plot with, Poe and Finn recruiting people for something really important to a final offensive. Like, maybe that's why we have, they're on that low-tech looking area, and, like, God, what's the name? Jana has... Yeah, so she has a bow and arrow looking thing. Well, it's not even a looking thing, it is just a bow and arrow. So I imagine maybe they're going on like some low-tech thing so they can retrieve some important thing for a final offensive, and so you have Hux and everyone dealing with that plot, and then meanwhile you have the Knights of Ren, and so you have constant bouncing back and forth with Kylo, and maybe a few fights between them and Rey, maybe one or two of them. Oh, you know what the best example would be with them? They are the fucking the Thanos people, the Obsidian Order or whatever. No, not Obsidian Order.
The Black Order.
Yeah, Obsidian Order's Babylon 5. Oh no, Obsidian. No, wait, that's I'm thinking the Grey Order. Obsidian Order is Cardassia.
Yeah, Garrick's a Knight of Ren, clearly.
I mean,
Yeah. So they're probably going to be like the Black Order, like mini bosses throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Do you think there's gonna be a schism in the ranks? I mean, not obviously I'm not thinking like Ben Dempton or anything, but like maybe like Kylo going dark, but like these guys want to go even darker. Like let's cut off people's skin and like.
Where,
No, I think they're just gonna follow Kylo's orders.
Okay.
I mean, like, I know people talk a lot about the stormtrooper thing, and that could be interesting, but I'm really invested in the idea of if these are Luke's Luke's fallen apprentices, I doubt all of them joined completely willingly. Like, that being threatened by your friend to join while he kills everyone else is definitely the textbook description of duress.
That's true. I've heard. I think some of them probably could be Luke students because I feel like that's too much of a red herring in Last Jedi to like give it away. But I've also heard things about some of them might not be Force users and some of them are. Again, that's just a Reddit thing.
That would kind of be kind of fun if like the sniper uses the Force to guide the blaster bolts.
Ooh, like Kylo stops them, but he can kind of direct them.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be. I love the idea of, they have all this mystery and they have all this general, just kind of group thing. They're just this background idea, but even if the film can't flesh all of them out, you start the implication of like, okay, maybe 2 of them get killed in the film itself, and then maybe if Kylo stays evil, 1 of them stays loyal to him, and then 1 person stays loyal to, like the First Order military, and then like 2 of them turn to the light side or something.
Yeah.
Or like, waiting
plus,
but we're waiting for a way to get out.
And plus, you've now given when these characters come out, you can like do comics and stuff like that. You can expand further because people have been asking for these characters for like years
since 2015.
Yeah.
Resistance can show these guys.
Yeah, like imagine just all the potential you have for the next trilogy or stories moving forward and how things form. Like having them just be brutes who get killed would be such a waste of a great opportunity.
Yeah, plus we already did
if they are other of Luke's other fallen students, it's be kind of cool to see like Force users using different weapons. Like I've always wondered what would be like if someone with the Force instead of using a lightsaber used like a blaster or like something of that degree and just kind of embedded the Force in it. Like I said with a sniper, how would a person with the Force use a blaster?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard rumors, and to add to this discussion a bit, again, rumors. I always have to emphasize that, people, this is not fact. We could be totally wrong.
We could be hyping ourselves up for something that gets really disappointing.
That's why I try to limit my expectations here. But I have heard that, like, around the last act kind of a thing, Rey, Finn, and Poe are gonna get together. I think it might be on that desert planet, be it Jakku, new planet, something else.
Tatooine, Jeddah.
Exactly. Never. Yeah.
It's fallen on some tough times.
I'm sure it has. And there's gonna be like a little calm before the storm, kind of they say celebration party thing. I just think maybe just like a campfire thing.
Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. And like then it's gonna be final showdown, and I just can't. I'm for any Kingdom Hearts fans out there, I'm just picturing like Rey, Finn, and Poe just standing there like in the middle of the desert, and then Kylo and his Knights of Ren showing up. It's kind of like a Western stand down kind of thing. It's like 3 versus 8. And
then Enfys and her Cloud Riders show up to save the day.
Exactly. Or like the Forces of Light versus the 13 Darknesses. So that could be that could be what we're setting up for, like Kyle or just something.
I hope though we have like an actual battle.
Oh, I've heard.
Like I hope this whole thing. I know we've talked about, like, I want that to be the thing everything's building to. Like the MacGuffin, I want to actually play a direct role in that, not just everything be centrist. Kind of like how the second Death Star was just sort of thrown in, but everything was almost focused more on the shield for the Death Star than the thing itself and the battle for it was cool, but not important to the film as directly. I would really like it if, we actually do have, like, everything is our heroes trying to build to a specific, final offensive or whatever to attack, supremacy or, whatever it may be.
Starfield Base 2. No, I'm kidding.
I've heard a lot of things about a battle or battles, be it the final battle. I don't know the context. I don't think there is any context yet. So I'll just list a few things I've heard. One, there's going to be a battle in zero gravity. Been hearing that one a lot. I also heard about maybe the final battle being on Kylo's ship. I've heard something like that. I also
heard about the final battle being on Naboo.
I've heard that one maybe like once, but I've heard the ship one seems to be a little more consistent. I've also heard shots of like Kylo just going at it with resistance troopers, swinging them around and stuff. Somewhere, and obviously there's a bunch of stuff in the Pinewood Forest, and so that one shot of John Boyega showing off his hands, and they're all kind of gritty and dirty. So something must have been going on there. Very random, and there's not really like a narrative there, sadly. The zero gravity one does sound interesting, though.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did it with Last Jedi, but only just. It'd be kind of cool if there's like an actual fight going on throughout the whole film. Like, you have
sieges or something.
Well, yeah, or just sieges in general. In the sense of, like, Stalingrad, lasting for a fucking week, or Gettysburg. Those major significant battles that, shook everything. Or, like, the London Blitz. These important, significant things at the beginning or end or middle of wars that last for such a long time.
I think we will get big scale battles. Actually, I've just been I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, when I was thinking to get big battles, I'm talking though specifically about like how that factors in. Like, you have everyone's trying to adapt to find some new advantage, and so this battle that's maybe even stretching across several systems right now. Like, they're trying to get some shit to shut down. Like, shield would be boring, but maybe like a beacon so that ships can manage to jump out of hyperspace behind enemy lines, or like, and then the big MacGuffin is some sort of weapon that'll destroy something, or, wipe out.
It's the Emperor's secret Death Star 3, which he was building around the same time as Death Star 2, because we can't have enough Death Stars.
It'd be cool if there was like a laser or something specifically that they wanted, or like a maybe the fucking Warhammer or whatever it was called.
I got a question, and this has to do with what we're talking about. But did you watch Eckhart Slaughter's latest video about the Supremacy?
Not yet, but I know his general idea was that it was Palpatine's flagship he was building.
Yeah, like that'd be interesting. Or it was lost or then found. Like we might have we could have oh, hold on. It's on the tip of my tongue. Starforge situation. Starforge isn't a weapon, but it's something. It's a MacGuffin. It was the MacGuffin of that story.
Maybe. I mean, they do make reference to the Supremacy specifically being the kind of giant-ass ship that, while the scale has never been reached or wasn't really common in that time, like, proportionately, that kind of scale and purpose hasn't been used since the time of Zim the Despot. And so it definitely does seem like at least a throwback in universe.
Yeah.
At least in terms of conception.
No, I agree. And I did hear one thing that said like the first teaser might be a little bit more like Rogue One in terms of like focusing on the war aspect. So that you might get your wish. I hope so.
As long as they bring back the alarm.
Yes.
Yes, we need.
I want the damn like resistance to actually matter in one of these films. Especially after Resistance. It's like, yeah, they shouldn't just be set dressing. They should really directly be in the action and give them a face. Let them matter, show some stuff that we're actually supposed to be fighting for, and that'd be something I think we definitely need. Thoughts about Kerry Russell's character?
What could be
She
Carrie
is
Russell's character?
Ray's mother. No. I like her. I think her name's Zori, right?
Yep.
I think it is definitely Kerry Russell's character. She did an interview a while back, and I mean, to be fair, she just said my costume is awesome. That was all she said.
Kind of reminds me of Ventress's bounty hunter costume.
Now again, someone said that on her belt, they thought they saw the Jedi symbol.
Yeah, no, it's just it looks like wings, but it honestly looks more like the Spawn belt. It's just a black line.
Okay. I like it. Does look a little like Zamwizel, like they said in the description.
Thank you, Joel. I was about to say that it does look a lot like Zam's costume.
Or maybe she's a changeling.
That's
That'd
the
be cool.
changeling.
That'd be cool. I am very curious because of her position in the poster. Although, what side she will fall on.
Maybe she'll be like a DJ character. She'll kind of flip flop.
That's what I was saying. You know,
Yeah.
we don't necessarily know for sure. Could be something who has information. Could be connected to Lando.
Could be connected to Lando. Some people say she's connected to Luke. I don't know. That just seems that's some of the wilder rumors out there.
It's Luke and Afra's kid confirmed.
Yeah.
I can hope.
Who then became Ray's mom.
How would
I don't know. Everyone is Ray's mom in Star Wars. Lando is Ray's mom. No, everyone knows Ray is a Palpatine clone. Confirmed. But yeah, I really do like the costume. I like the purple. I mean, I just like very colorful. Stands out from everything else. Apart from obviously Poe's awesome Indiana Jones Raiders scarf adventure looking thing. I love Poe's new costume. Not gonna lie, it really looks cool. He looks like he's ready to hoard some explore some tombs.
yeah.
Maybe some tombs.
And so the TIE fighter we see in the bottom actually was in concept art, sort of, for Force Awakens. So it's nice to see that getting used.
Oh, definitely. If for anyone out there, if you're like me and you like looking for clues and stuff, I would definitely go back and read the Art of Force Awakens book for what might come, either aesthetically or just what unused things that might appear. What? Sorry.
The A-Wing
Oh yeah.
is just the straight up McQuarrie design that they used in Rebels. Can we stop using McQuarrie concepts? Like, I'm fine with going back to stuff that's more recent, but it feels like everything recently has been just pulling from some concept. Like, we make the design of the A-Wings in Rebels as much like the McQuarrie art as they could without making them change in terms of shape. And then with Last Jedi, they are just the shape of the McQuarrie ones. And then now they're the shape of the McQuarrie ones, but with the paint. Like,
I thought they had the paint in Last Jedi too.
They didn't have the arrow.
Oh, I thought they did. Okay. Yeah.
I think a subject we haven't talked about yet is Rey herself.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. She looks nice. She got the all white.
Top knot.
She's definitely taking charge.
Also, did she literally just tape Luke's lightsaber back together?
Is it Luke's?
I mean, I've heard it's gonna probably be Luke's, but
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Now that you say it, it definitely looks like it has. So I mean, oh yeah. Now that you say it, that makes me wonder the fact they're showing it in promotional art, or actually photo. I mean, we all kind of assumed, okay, the lightsaber's coming back.
Of course, Rey's gonna tape it. That's what she fixes things up. She knows how to use her junk to her advantage. Her philosophy is one man's trash is another man's treasure.
I do wonder just about, kind of wanting to give Rey her own lightsaber. That I feel like that's overdue. Like, she's had Anakin and Luke's for this whole time.
I mean, maybe there'll be like a weird thing where like the lightsaber will be destroyed, but it will become a Force ghost, and Anakin will take it back, and he'll right some wrong with it, and it will be weird and not make much sense. I can sadly see that happening.
I mean, things keep tying back to the lightsaber in this trilogy, especially with the flashback. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's like around, and then Rey's using that to get the MacGuffin or whatever as like sort of a tracking device or compass, and then I'd hope gets her own by the end.
That'd be cool.
It'd be neat if it gets like finally like just it's not holding together well. She's kind of just having to use it as she goes along.
Sounds like a lot of the things I own.
Like it's functional enough with their repairs and everything, but they haven't had the time to get a new lightsaber or whatever because it's war, and then maybe it gets wrecked again. Like not any worse necessarily, but in a condition where they don't really have the time to put it back together faultily again, and so then that's why she gets a new lightsaber for like the third act.
That'd be cool. Back to the MacGuffin just one more time. There was one more rumor I heard. Again, it's just a rumor that the homestead could be popping up again. I've heard that. I'm curious how that's gonna play.
I want Naboo to be the planet we go back to, but if it is Tatooine, that would be nice.
They bury Kylo.
I'm not opposed to it, yeah.
They bury a dead Kylo there. Why not?
He's with Maul's dead body.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and if we were still there.
They're still decomposing.
Yeah, they're just left.
You can see all the scorch marks from the house.
What if Watto's still alive after all this time?
He could be a new canon. I mean, he will.
Oh man, they're like beginning of the third act, and like they've had their asses handed to them, and Rey feels completely hopeless, and everyone's trapped in the big battle, and like Kylo has his hands on the MacGuffin, and she's like stuck on Tatooine, and is like sitting there at like the bar or whatever, and is all depressed, and then like some nice old guy starts talking to her and is like trying to encourage her, and she's vaguely talking about the Force, and like being able to fight back and shit like that, and then like finally he encourages her to get up, and so she's like, I'm gonna get in my ship and I'm gonna go and save everyone, and he's like yeah, that would be pretty wizard. And then the camera pans around and it's Kitster.
Oh, I would love that. Kitster helped save the universe with his inspiration. But yeah, is there anything else anyone would like to bring up about the poster? Star Destroyers look nice as always. Oh, Red?
I wonder about the Falcon's radar. We saw those set photos. I'm forgetting now.
I can barely see it. It looks a little different. Where it's like blinding.
Yeah, I mean, because they keep losing that poor ship's fucking radar.
Lando's like, what are you going to my ship?
Well, I mean, that will absolutely be his reaction. It's just the poor thing.
My baby. I've seen this great comic of like the gang, Finn, Ray, Poe. I think Rose was there as well. Like, meeting Lando, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Lando Calrissian, famous rebellion general." And Lando's like walking over to them. He looks like he's about to give him a hug, and he just passes right by them and goes straight to the Falcon. And goes, "There's my baby." And he likes the porgs there. Like, who's this little fella?
I just no, actually, on Galaxy's Edge, it just has the old thing from episode 7.
Maybe
That's
I mean,
that's
maybe
sad.
maybe it got repaired, and broken off again. That thing could go because this is like the Falcon's
No,
interim.
no, straight up, Hondo just hawked it when he gave it back.
Yeah, I could totally see him doing that. I mean, this is the Falcon's interim period where Hondo's just keeping it busy for a little bit till the gang gets it back. So that actually does kind of have to prove that at least a year or something, a time does pass, because Hondo needs to have the Falcon in order for the ride to be canon. Because remember, in Galaxy's Edge, the ride is canon.
It
Okay,
could have been dropped off for like a week.
that's true. Um, so anything else? Are we all good?
I got
Uh,
nothing.
Yeah, that's
All
just
right.
little confirmations of things, and those cool-looking aliens and shit. Definitely
The
eager
nice.
to see some of the further, not set photos or promotional art, but like actual
Footage.
promotional photos and stuff. Yeah.
That too. Well, well, as of this recording, we have at least 2 more weeks before we get something and a title. We still don't have a title, people. I'm very
Ooh, yeah. You know what? Let's throw those out right now. Betting.
okay. For like what the title will be or what?
Yeah, what the title will be for episode 9.
Oh, okay.
Let's do last bets. Let's hope last bets.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the one that I saw, which was kind of silly, but I kind of like it because how ridiculous it sounds. Okay, here's mine. Star Wars Episode 9, The Only Hope. That's mine.
I
Doc,
would be totally close to that.
Doc, what about you? What's your title?
Um, hmm. I've had a couple here and there, but I'm gonna go with a cliche one that everyone says, which is Star Wars Episode 9: Fate of the Galaxy.
Okay, I like it. Red, what about you? What is your title?
Star Wars Episode 9. I was gonna say like Rebirth of the Jedi, but that's just Return of the Jedi again. I guess I would say like Clash of the Force. Let's go with that.
Okay, and Deadpoolzilla, what about you? What's your title?
I'm gonna say mine is Star Wars Episode 9, Star Wars Harder.
Okay. I know a lot of people like that. Okay, and with that, folks, I think we're gonna end this spoiler discussion. Hopefully, next time we're all together, we will have actual concrete evidence of certain things, be it a title, trailer, poster, and more. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.